Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Tuesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go cross-reference in the US in particular, and we're heading to Lawton, Oklahoma, and of course being with the Karen women's basketball team. And of course, we've got 5 very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about how this, obviously their preparation for the upcoming season. Thanks all 5 for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Well, I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves and especially for the players, what position all you play on the court?
I'm Megan Hedge and I am a guard.
I'm Logan Collier and I am a shooting guard.
Hi, I'm Cassie Bora and I am a forward. I'm Alana Gillespie and I'm a point guard.
And I'm Emma Andrews. I'm the coach.
How's the preparations like heading up to the upcoming season?
So far, it's going good. We've played 1 scrimmage, have another one this week. I really like our group this year. They work really, really hard, and we have a lot of returning players coming off a successful year and added a whole bunch of other great ones. So I'm really excited. So I don't know if they have anything with that.
You guys have seen it. Nice. I'll just say that we're really hard. We've been doing weights, we're doing conditioning, and obviously our training as well. So I feel like we're a lot more prepared than we were last year due to COVID. So I'm very excited to see what we can do.
How good will it be to finally have fans in the stands compared to last year when you virtually played in front of no one?
So good. We miss them.
Yeah, personally, I really miss it, and it being my last year for sure. I'm really excited to have all our fans back.
I think it changes the atmosphere of the game and the dynamic of it too. We play really high intensity basketball, fast paced offense and pressure defense. And so when you can get a crowd involved in your home crowd, it really changes things. Right now, we're not charging any ticket entry fee either. So we're trying to just pack the stands again after a year of being able to have literally nobody in here. So
again, this question particularly goes to you. Now, when you first arrived, in the US, and especially at Karen, you virtually were the only Aussie that's there. Now you've got 2 of your fellow Aussies joining you, funny enough, all of them from Melbourne. I guess how special is that for you?
It's been really special. I think it's more special because I knew them both before they came out here too. So it's nice to be able to play with them, not against them anymore. But it helps a lot with like homesickness and stuff to be around fellow Aussies that understand my lingo, what I'm saying, and everything like that. It's been good. And it's also been good to be able to help them through things too. I wish there was someone like that for me at times, but it's been good to help them through.
Emma, I had to ask you this, which is, why did you go to lines with the Aussie players? What did you see in all 3 of those players?
Honestly, it started by just connections of coaches that we all had in common. We all played for either someone associated with Michael Davies or Tammy Harvey, or Tammy Wilson is what I knew her as. So those 2 coaches are 2 people that I really trusted, and they reached out to me first with obviously Megan's stuff. And as soon as I watched her film, she reminded me a lot of me, a little bit in terms of just her IQ is with the basketball, the way she tries to control the game. And I really like that a lot. And so then from there, my connection kind of went through my brother with her and with Cassie. And then again, with Cassie, her athleticism and the way she is around the rim, it's unreal. Even today in practice, I mean, she splits the gap and finds open, cuts to the basket like nobody. And then I learned about her from Megan's dad, actually. And so it's just such a small world. And again, I think she's going to be a great contributor as a freshman from her and then continue on that Australian legacy afterwards.
I guess my next question I want to ask is, what's the expectations on this team going into this upcoming season?
To win. To get a daddy. To get a ring.
Honestly, we had and so I think our girls got a taste of what it was like to have success. And I'm not going to sit here and lie. My goal is to win a national championship. And so I think we have the group to do it. And I'm excited. I think anything less than that would probably be disappointing to us in this room. So
you might as well tell us, obviously, you've got a couple of seniors on the team, especially the one that's in the room at the moment. Is there any other seniors that you've got on the team?
Yep. So Logan is a super senior. She got a COVID year back. Megan is actually a senior too. And then we have one more. Her name's Whitney, and she is a post player, and she will also be a senior. But all of them have an option because of COVID if they wanted that year back that they could have it. So they're seniors technically, but again, those younger kids may take that year back eventually. So.
Logan, I need to ask you this. This will be your 5th season, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So my question I want to ask you is, why did you end up taking up your 5th option?
Personally, I just love this team, and I believed that we could go win a championship this year. We were so close last year to continuing going farther and farther. And so really, I love this team. They're family to me. That's really about it. I want to win a championship to end my career, so I want to come back and do it with this team.
How special is to have the other 3 Aussies on the team?
Their lingo really got me when I first got here. Their lingo really got me, but really they're all sweet, and I love all of them, and I couldn't imagine this team without any of them. So I'm really excited to play with Lawton this year. I obviously played with them too last year. Just looking forward to the season with them. Let's
talk a bit about all 5 of your basketball journeys. Where did it all start, and why did you choose it?
So I started at a JUCO in Kansas called Independence Community College. And then I wasn't going to play my extra years after that. After my sophomore year, I wasn't going to transfer anywhere. And then my high school coach, Coach Mahoney, is our assistant coach here now. And he talked to Coach A, and then I got a call and wanted to work at I talked to Coach A, came on a visit, fell in love with it, came here at Cameron, thought I was done last year, and then we made it really far in the season and decided to come back.
I started my junior career in Frankston Blues, and I've stayed there for all of my juniors. I played Brent Andrews, Coach A's brother, contacted Coach A about me, and then that's kind of how I ended up here. And last year was a great year, even though we had a lot of restrictions and everything with COVID. So the first proper season. I started my junior at Dandenong Rangers, and so I started my under 18s junior seasons at Nunawading, and that's how I knew Tammy Harvey. And then after I finished my juniors, I went to play youth league and women's at Casey. And this is obviously my first year here. And I committed to Cameron without doing a visit or anything, but I trusted like Coach A and like Megan, and Cassie and everything like that, playing with Cassie, knowing Megan's dad and everything like that. So yeah, I committed here without a visit and everything like that, which is, I know, really hard for a lot of people to do.
So I played at Dandenong my whole juniors and a little bit of my seniors, and then I committed to Cameron right at the end of year 12. And then I went to Knox for a year for youth league, and then I came out here. I haven't played back home since. I've only played out here, but I've loved my journey out here, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I think it's a really good experience, and I'm really glad that I chose this school.
I played at Dandenong until under 14s, and then played at Nunawading after that. And then I went on a travel team with Tammy. She was the coach there, and then played at Fresno State for 4 years. And then the coach there coached here and got me a hookup. I was the assistant coach here for 2 years, and he left, and they I don't know what they're thinking, but then they left me in charge. So this is going into my 6th year now being the head coach. So, and I think this is the best team that we've ever had here on this campus. So,
Emma, I need to ask you, now you just mentioned that you played down here. Did you win a championship for Dandenong at one stage?
I did. Under 14 nationals, I think we
That's
won.
Right.
And then under 12s, I know that we won. But we won at Nunawading too, so.
I have to ask the other 3 Aussies this question. Obviously, when I last saw all 3 of you, obviously with Meg at Knox, Cassie at Frankston, and obviously Alana at Casey, have you ever played against each other? And who's managed to come up come up on top on all those occasions?
I haven't played anybody, but they did.
Yeah, so like I've never played Megan, but she was went to Roeville and I went to Roeville as well. So that's how we also knew each other. But Cassie and I first played with each other for SSV. So we were in the same team and we won a bronze medal that way. And we versed each other, I think, that same season.
Yeah, we
I
did.
think.
For under 18s, but not
Yeah.
wadding. And then when I came home this summer, I played her at Casey.
Yeah, that was our last game that we played against both of us. We both pretty much played against each other.
Yeah.
So who
So who
won?
won?
I think I won all of them. I think we won. Maybe like we lost one.
I
But,
don't remember.
yeah.
To be completely
I don't
honest.
think the last game we won though.
I think it was
against-
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I don't forget a loss,
I'm
so they're being
saying,
super
I
nice.
know.
So
Now, players, be very careful answering my next question. Yeah. Now, you all mentioned right at the start what position you'll play on the court. If you had a preferred position where you like to convince Coach Andrews to put you, where would that be?
I'm ready for this. Let's see what they've got. What do you got, Megs? Where would you like to play, Megs?
Sometimes point guard.
Oh, got
But
it.
I'm okay with it. I'm honestly okay. Less turnovers. That's fine.
I got one.
You want to play.
I want to play the 5.
Yeah. Logan's 5 foot and
I
weighs
want to play the 5.
like pounds.
That would be my preferred.
I don't mind my position. You know me, Will. I can play pretty much all over. So I'm playing more of the 4-5 at the moment, and I'm cool with that. So,
You ain't no fun.
I mean, I like being a point guard. Honestly, I love it. But yeah, like I don't put Logan and I in the post. 5'2", like big body.
So, Emma, what do you think of that?
I'm 5'2".
Yeah. If I want to go like 0-20 for the year, I think we'll probably. But considering I'm trying to do it the other way, I'll probably stick with the original plan here.
I guess, what does the sport of basketball mean to all 5 of you, and especially being there at Cameron?
basketball's everything to me. I've played it since I was in year 3. It's been a part of my life. It's something that helps me release stress. I just feel my best when I play basketball. So if I didn't play it and I wasn't here, I don't know who I would be really. I feel like this is a part of my identity.
I'd say that, yeah, like I've played basketball. Like basketball wasn't my first sport. Like I started like golf, but then I was like, I went into basketball pretty quickly. But for me, basketball has been a big thing, especially since like a lot of people like with my height never really thought like, oh, that I wouldn't make it. So now that I'm here, I'm like, I'm not just like for myself and like my family, but proving everyone else that didn't think like I'd make it, that like I'm here and I'm doing it.
I think with me, it's kind of the same thing. Like at Danny Nong, I was making twos teams and coming off the bench and stuff. But for me, it's like just to prove that hard work does pay off. Like no matter how hard you work or you think you're working, there's always something more you can do. And it really does pay off. Like I believe out here, I've put in more effort than I ever did back home, and it's gotten me really far. And I hope it continues to get me far. But I like to inspire the people that look up. Everyone's so set on going D1 or making a ones team or like starting like that, but really you can still make it even if you're not one of those as a kid growing up. Hard work changes everything.
To piggyback on what Lonnie said, playing it from basically 3 years old, pretty much. I picked up the basketball when I was like 1 because my dad coached it all the time. So my love for basketball comes from my family. Very sport family oriented. My dad was my coach for 7 years, and it was hard. But really, he installed such a work ethic in me. I just love the sport. Like I love the game. It gives me my heart. I play with my heart on this court. So I don't know. I can't imagine not playing next year. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
And just piggybacking on like what Megan said, like a lot of people back home, I realized, and obviously I used to be like that, used to care so much about making like your ones team and everything. I haven't made a ones team since I was in the 14s, like top age 14s. Ever since then, I've made 3s and 2s and everything like that. And yeah, just like working hard, like you don't, and like what the Candace Parker said recently is like, you don't have to tell your story, like time will. And that's what's happened so far with me. And just keep like working hard and everything like that.
I think basketball is an avenue to change lives and impact lives. I think even if you're a player, if you're a coach, I think the qualities I think that you learn as a teammate, as a person on the floor, they'll teach you life qualities. And so if you can find yourself in a good place with good leaders and good people around you, I think you can take those things for forever with you. And I think that it gives people direction when they have none. And or when you feel lost or when you feel alone. I think basketball is one of those things that you're around people who have the same goals as you, same expectations. And so it helps. I think that really does help.
Do either of you have any future ambitions in the sport of basketball, long and short term?
When I get back home, I'd love to play WNBL. That'll be amazing. Have the opportunity to play NBL 1 as well when I get back. Just, have basketball still in my life while I do my job career. I want to be a teacher. So if I can teach and play, that would be the best situation for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'd love to come home in May playing NBL 1. And then my goal is to be a physiotherapist and keep playing basketball too, as long as I can.
Well, I would obviously when I come home, continue to play play WNBL or play NBL 1 or anything like that. But I also would maybe even like to go into coaching later down the track, because I do it with a lot of the juniors in domestic and everything like that with my dad. And yeah, I really love coaching, developing little kids or just players and stuff in general. So yeah, maybe one day.
I am done playing basketball after this, but the closest I'll get to is being a coach one day, and that's my dream. So
yeah, I would love a chance to come home and play WNBL, but no, I'm pretty sure my time is long gone. I can't even jog up and down the floor anymore without my knee falling out of place.
So Coach, have you actually gone back home since you've been over there?
When I was in college, I went home every year. As I started coaching, it became harder because a lot of recruiting and tournaments and all that get done in the summertime here, which doesn't leave you much of an opportunity to go home. I actually had a flight ready to go 2 years ago, right before COVID hit, and that got canceled. So as soon as this clears up, my brother and his lady are having a kid, and I would love to go home this summer and see my nephew. So that's my goal. And so I don't know. I haven't seen my family in a while. I know they haven't either. COVID hasn't allowed them to come out here. So we're in this together until we can all get back home.
Lawton, you're from Oklahoma, which obviously where the school is at the moment. Have you invited the three Aussies to come and see what's like back home where you're in your hometown?
I've actually had Megan stay with me this summer, a little bit this summer. Them two haven't had the opportunity to come home with me, but my family and I are very opening. If they ever needed a home to stay, they are always more than welcome to come. If they is one of the first families here that will help out.
Who had the most embarrassing moment at practice over this preseason?
Lakaya.
Are you going to say why? I don't know who that is.
We were doing team free throws, and it was her first practice back, and she airballed a free throw.
I don't know what. Yeah,
that's really the only one I can think of.
We've had a couple
broken noses.
We've had 2 broken noses already.
Nothing really.
Nothing's embarrassing happened yet.
When things happen to us, we all just look at each other like, yeah, that's probably about right, and keep going. I don't think we even think anything of it.
Yeah.
Who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
The answer is Katie. She's the Irish jig.
I think the funniest is Courtney, because the stuff that comes out of our little freshman's mouth, sometimes I'm like, I don't even know. But she cracks me up. Corey.
Silent funny.
Yeah.
Chelsea's a silent funny too.
Yeah.
And singer, I don't think we have any good singers.
We sing nonetheless. We're not probably that we're not that good, but we still sing.
We have a whole room that walks in singing whatever song it was last on their radio as they come in, and I always think that they should never quit their day jobs because it is not good.
I'll say Carly's the only one that does karaoke, so
Yeah.
we'll give that one to her.
Is there anyone on the team into their TikToks, and is any of them TikTok famous?
Wanna be TikTok famous.
Wannabes.
Katie, Lonnie, Corey.
And
You might as well announce your handle so you can become
Yeah.
famous. This is your time now,
Those
you
would be
know?
really the main ones. Oh, Carly watches it a lot. She does some TikToks.
yeah, it's more like me, Katie, and like Corey, really. That
Yeah. But
None famous.
I have one video, that's it.
Yeah.
You also have one video, that's it. One video, that's it.
Now, I always ask all the Aussies these next three questions. The first one is, have you convinced any of your teammates, including Logan, next to you, to come back to Australia with all of you, especially to our great city here in Melbourne?
I took Whitney, the other senior, and my other teammate McKenna back home my freshman year. I have also convinced a lot of people, but COVID made it hard last year. I did have a few that wanted to come and then COVID hit. So hopefully when the borders open, I'll see some people next year.
Yeah, like our homes are open. We want everyone to come down and experience this lovely country, Australia. But we want everyone to come down and see it and then spend time with us and our families, since we're with them and their families all the time. I think it'll be great for them to come and see what it's like to be in Australia.
Yeah.
And we have 3 houses now close together.
Exactly.
So
But-
we got plenty of beds to stay in, plenty of
Yes.
room.
Maybe like 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30 minutes most. I found out Cass and I are only like 10, 15 minutes away from each other.
So Logan, are you thinking about coming down here to Australia?
I would love to. My biggest thing is the plane ride. I am not a person. And that's a very long flight. They have tried to convince me, maybe I'll give in after COVID is clear and everything. I was just like, Cass will make me.
So how's the Aussie accent going over there?
Mine's gone.
Yeah.
He said yeah.
Sorry, Mom and Dad, they hate it.
Mine comes and goes. It depends who I'm talking to, really. But I've been here. I didn't go home for the summer, so I didn't get my Aussie accent back. It's just been American for a while. So when Alana first came and spoke to me, I was like, whoa, she's Australian. I've already heard my parents speak, so I was like, yep, put me off guard. But
I think mine's pretty much the same. I don't know if it's changed.
I feel like you have a stronger one than like out of us three, I think. But I still say a lot of terms in the wrong way. Picks on me for it and I'm like, oh, sorry. But then I'm trying to reverse the roles and try and get them to say it instead. So we'll see how that goes.
Our team's Australian accent attempts are really poor too. So
yeah.
they sound English.
So Logan, have you attempted to do an Aussie accent?
No, I have not. I am one of the ones that pick on Lonnie when she says something. I'm like, wait, what did you say? I will say Lonnie's is really strong when I first met her. Meg's wasn't that bad. And then Coach J's her and Meg's just kind of both. This has always just been strong. Like, I knew it.
And the other one is, have you convinced any of your teammates that we have kangaroos as pets?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I say yes to that too.
I had a video. My cousin lives in Rowville and there was literally a kangaroo in her front yard. So that was that sold it pretty much.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
People will believe anything over here when you tell them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just taking the kangaroo for a walk. They'd be like, oh, cool. What's its name?
Yeah.
Which is, do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
I have to be one of the first people out to shoot, just so that I can shoot without people hitting my basketball out. Say that maybe because I feel weird if I don't do it. But another thing that I always do is like left before right, like where it's socks and then shoes. It's always my left foot, then my right foot. But that's about it.
For me, I usually I'm already ready to go. So I visualize things that can happen. So I'm already ready if it does happen.
I don't know, I kind of like to listen to music and not to be like, I don't know, I like to watch my own like little highlight tapes because it gets me in the mood. Sorry. I did that on the bus.
I saw it. I was like,
Gets me in the mood, guys. Makes me feel better about myself.
I feel
I only have like one or two. I have a lot. But mine are top secret, so I don't spill that out until I'm done with basketball. Until the end of the season, I start a new one. So I have 5 of them. Yeah. So
yeah.
So that also explains her personality right there. So
yeah, I'm not gonna say like.
So did you have one, Coach, when you were playing?
I don't remember, honestly. I'm sure I did. When I was in high school, I used to make my dad tie my shoelaces because he would do this cool little double knot thing that looked like it had like 4 little loops, and I played good. So he used to do that for me every day that I'd have a game in high school. But now I don't think I have one. I FaceTime my mom, before every game. So mainly just to relax myself because I was sitting here stressed out right until the ball goes up. So
What will be some highlights throughout all 5 of your basketball journey so far? I think I might know what Cass's one might be.
My favorite highlight, I guess, would be like making it to college. And then hopefully this year we can add a ring, and that will probably be my next favorite highlight. But the other thing I'm really proud of is like being an academic All-American too, so that like people can see that I put effort into my academic side too. That's what I'll always be proud of because it'll help me a lot in my future.
I guess I'll start from when my senior year of high school. I won a state champion. And then going to my JUCO, I made it to the all-region tournament. And then coming here, we made it to the national tournament. No, the NCAA, the whatever tournament. To the second round. So that's pretty cool that I've made it to all 3 tournaments in my career. So really looking to add another ring to the collection this year. But yeah.
For me, I would say playing Seabull for the first time when I was 16. I was really excited then because I worked hard and I got recognized to go play up there. And also winning Youth League. We won a championship in Youth League for U2. You were there for that. And I also have to say the NCAA tournament here at when I played here last year, it was a great opportunity for what we had. Like we struggled so hard in pre-season, going into quarantine all the time, and for going from that to going into the second round of the NCAA tournament, it was just an awesome achievement. So I'm really happy about that.
I'd have to say, I'd have to say my bottom age 18 season in the 18-2s at Nunawading. We won BC Reserve as one of the only 2s teams in that level. For school basketball, winning Champions Cup in juniors and intermediates. And we won a bronze medal for nationals for our intermediates as well. And of course, getting to college, because I still remember getting that call from Coach A and everything like that. So that was one of the biggest highlights so far. But we're still just starting, so want to get that championship this year.
I think for me, basketball's been good to me. There's a lot. We won 4 championships at Fresno State. When I first got my head coaching job here, it's probably a day I won't forget because I didn't actually think that would happen. And then honestly, one of my favorite moments is every time that we have seniors graduate senior night here on the basketball floor. I think for me, that's one of those proudest moments when I think this year will be the hardest one that I've ever had, watching our seniors walk across the floor. But that one's really important to me. But my biggest, best memory playing basketball is really a game. But when I was younger, my dad used to come out and play with me every night. We had this outdoor concrete, jankety rim out in the backyard. And my dad every night would come out and play till all hours of the night until I won a game. And I was 4 foot nothing, and he just stood in the keys. So best memory I think that I have of my childhood. So
Finish off with this last one. This one particular goes to Castor Megan, because we actually sponsored your locker this year, the 21-22 season. How special was that?
Oh, it was so special to know that we have your support, even though you're so far away. It makes us just feel at home as well. You know, seeing how we've got that support back in Australia is just fantastic. It makes us very happy. Yeah.
All five of you, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. It's awesome having all five of you on the show. Hopefully, we'll be coming over there later this year or start of next year to hopefully watch you play at home in particular, and hopefully it all goes well. And we'll be cheering for you from down here in Melbourne.
no, thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Great to have you out here.
And that's the Cameron Women's basketball team there, of course. We'll put their upcoming schedule coming up, of course, so everyone can check out how they're travelling throughout the 21-22 season. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.